First off, thank you very much for coming to Rutgers University. The first thing, I kind of just want to speak to the whole like faith and reason for like 2 seconds, why. A lot of people say people aren't won over by arguments. I have to say I was one who was won over by William Lane Craig about 4 years ago.
Wow.
So you were highly influential on changing my beliefs. So my question would be, and I think you mentioned Robert Coons. Are we talking about the same one? The one at University of Austin?
Yes.
At Princeton?
UT Austin.
Yes. So he has an interesting view on time, his A-B theory. And correct me if I'm wrong, but pretty much what I'm going to say is, how do you view the moving spotlight theory of time, where temporal becoming can be viewed as God writing a book, then beginning to read it? So God would create the universe, then God would have a relationship with that time. And as God sees time passing, that is what we see.
Unless this has been developed in some more sophisticated way that I'm not familiar with, it seems to me that that commits the fallacy that the philosopher C.D. Broad described of postulating a time above time, a kind of hypertime, because time would be, say, the different events temporally ordered as earlier than and later than, and then the moving spotlight wouldn't be in the same time. That would be a hypertime where they become illuminated one after another. So in effect, all it does is add a second dimension to time. And I can't think of any good reason to do that. There are more than one dimension of space, but I don't see any reason to think that there's more than one dimension of time. And if you do add on a second temporal dimension, I think all of the problems will just return to haunt you on the hyper level that you confronted on the first level, so that it doesn't really contribute anything.
And also, to speak to the resurrection, what are your beliefs on, can the Shroud of Turin be any evidence for the resurrection?
You know, I'm fascinated by that relic, but I think until the carbon dating tests are reversed, it would be imprudent to appeal to that as evidence. Now, I've read the literature about the carbon dating being taken from a later fragment that was used to repair the shroud, and other chemical tests have ratified a first-century date and so forth. But nevertheless, it seems to me that unless these tests are rerun and those results are overturned, that it wouldn't be prudent to appeal to the shroud as evidence of first-century events.